contact, neutral, doesn't make contact. My blue phase makes contact, neutral, white, red, no contact. So that's actually polarity check. We check in from here what it supplies. I also know from here, my red phase also goes to the RCD1, the incoming of RCD1s, and my white phase also gives the incoming of RCD2 power. So that's a continuous line for these phases from our main switch. My blue phase also gives power to this 6 amp breaker, which was feeding the PCU that our book wants us to have the PCU not to be RCD protected, okay? So the PCU is not RCD protected according to our books itself. Then we go back to our neutrals. We know our incoming neutrals. Before we do our RCDs, we go to our incoming neutrals of our RCDs. We know that should be at the main neutral bar. It beeps. Second RCD, main neutral bar, it beeps. Okay, so we know our neutrals are connected in the right place. Remember, our test we always do when all our circuit breakers are off, so we don't get parallel connections. When we go to our outgoing of my RCD1, it should be at my RCD1 bar. It wouldn't beep anywhere else. At my RCD2, it should only beep at the RCD2 outgoing. It shouldn't beep anywhere else. Okay? As you could see, it won't beep anywhere else. Next, I can go to my outgoing of my, I'll start from my first RCD, and it supplies the top of that 16 amp breaker and that 6 amp breaker. From the outgoing of this breaker, it goes to that 16 amp and the 6 amps, okay? So we know our feeds are coming in, our incoming feeds, and then from there, we can do our individual circuits. So example, if I want to go to my first 16 amp breaker, from my first 16 amp breaker, I'll go to my switch, I put it on, I put it off. That means I'm checking my live, and my live should be on the left hand side, and I'm making and breaking the switch. On, off. Back in the on position, leave it in the on position because we verified that there's correct polarity and correct connections, and my live is getting broken by the switch. From my live, I go to my neutral and my earth just to check there is no interconnections. Okay, and that's good. So I know this is my RCD1. So I'll go to my RCD1 bar and I'll look for my neutral, and my neutral is where it should be, and that's verifying it's in the right place. Okay, my earth, my live, no interconnections, and obviously last, my earth should always be at the earth bar. Okay, and that's how you verify the circuit. Okay, my lighting circuit as well. The lighting circuit gets a little tricky with the dimmers and our photocells. We have to divide the test in two halves. Okay, as I showed you previously. So you just go from your 16 amp breaker to my number 1 of my switch. Okay, and then we'll switch it on and off, and we'll do the same with the neutral and the live. Okay, the thing on this that we need to always verify that my center pin here on this Edison light bulb, it should be where my live is. Okay, the side pin on this Edison bulb should be where my neutral is when I touch the neutral itself. Okay, so Jason, can you open this module, Jason? Can somebody help me with the bulbs? I'm looking for the bulbs. Just I need those light bulbs. Edison, one more thing. Can you give me your flat screwdriver? I just want to open this up. Your flat, small flat screwdriver. Okay, guys, just try to remove that center pin. You know, as I told you guys, sometimes you would not make contact. So this is that center pin. If you're looking at your Edison light bulb, this is the center pin. Just to give it a small lift up to have a proper connection.